So Darren, what's going on? It's a little crisp out there right now, huh?
It is. And for some of us, it's noticeably warmer right now than it was last night. For others, it's noticeably colder. So let me give you the comparison on that. We'll go to the map, and the first thing I'll do is I'll put up what the temperatures are. Now, that 34 in Olympia on its own is going to sound pretty cold, and it is at 34 degrees. But here's your perspective on this. 34 in Olympia right now, that is 6 degrees warmer than we were last night at this time. And you can see the difference here in the 24-hour temperature change. Noticeably warmer for the South Sound. Now look up north. Noticeably colder. It's 5 degrees colder in Friday Harbor right now, 4 degrees colder in Bellingham. We're still going to be pulling cold air into western Washington over the next few days, and to get an idea on how that works, the UW high-resolution forecast model is a great tool for that. This is our exclusive partnership with the University of Washington to use their forecast model and to show it to you on air. You see the bright colors here coming out of Canada. That's the Fraser River Gap. That's where all the cold air pours out of Canada, squeezes through that little canyon, comes across the border, and then gets down here into western Washington. So when we're going to have our cold air, that's usually where it's coming from. And you can see going into Saturday, here it comes. Saturday morning and then again Saturday night. So even though there are no storms coming our way, we're not talking about rain or snow, that takes a break. The cold air continues, and we're just now finishing the third coldest February we've ever had since we started keeping records out at SeaTac, and it looks like the first week of March is going to be no different. We're going to keep the cold air going. All the while, there is a storm sitting right off the coast. Look at this thing sitting out there just spinning its wheels. It looks real pretty, actually. It's got a nice little circulation on it. It's got some rain, and it's not coming onshore. If we switch from the live satellite and radar, put it into the forecast and play it ahead, watch what happens to this thing. Nope, not coming here. And it just kind of falls apart down to the south. So now we'll take a look at the weekend. This is Saturday. Maybe a few flurries on the other side of the Cascades. But nothing going on here for Saturday except a few clouds and mainly blue skies. Now watch Sunday. Sunday is even better. That's us on Sunday. Clear overhead. Got a great weekend coming your way. But remember, even though there's no storms coming, still going to be cold. We're not really getting the rebound in the warm-up. So that aspect of this February is not going away, and it's going to carry us into the first week of March. Take a look. Mostly sunny, going all the way through Tuesday. Next chance for rain or snow comes on Wednesday, and it's a little too early to talk about if that could be a rain-snow mix, but it's possible. I doubt we're going to have another major snow event here. But there could be a mix of rain with maybe some flurries for the foothills. More on that Wednesday, Thursday storm as we get closer to it. It's still a ways out there, guys. I'll see you with more later.
Okay. Darren, thanks.